Today on Fletch Talks, more with actor and director Raf Mauro. School Crossing is an intense drama about a retired police detective who takes a last stand against school shootings by placing himself in front of his local elementary school, upsetting the community and the political forces around him. School Crossing not only asks the important questions, it offers real, workable solutions to the recurrent tragedy of school shootings. School Crossing, in paperback and for Kindle at Amazon.com. Or save 15% when you buy this or any other Fletcher Rhoden paperback from FletcherRhoden.com.
The show is titled The Music I Heard Around the House When I Was a Kid, and it's really sort of like a coming of age through music. So there's more stories and anecdotes and things like that about my life and what formed me and how music affected me in a very positive way as a child, and how I was brought up right in a functional family. Woohoo! What a surprise! But I was, and that is all gets to be in the show, along with some great songs by some of the great songwriters that ever lived. So I start off with a bunch of Jolson songs, because Jolson was a big influence very early. Here's a story about Jolson very few people know. In 1917, he was playing in his hometown of Baltimore. Well, his hometown was in Lithuania, but he was raised in Baltimore. And it's in the daytime before the afternoon show. And the doorman says, "There's some people in the alley outside the stage door that want to talk to you, Al." So he goes outside, and there's a bunch of African-American people standing there, a whole group of them. And they had come to thank him for keeping their music, ragtime, alive, because he was a very big proponent of that. And after he signed autographs and he was kidding around with them, he said, "Well, I hope you enjoy the show." And they said, "Oh, Mr. Jolson, we're not allowed in the theater." And he went, "What?" And he went to the theater manager and very, very frankly, very openly said, "They don't get in, Jolie don't go on." And when he went on, the balcony was filled with black faces. And from then on, he had it written in his contract, he would never play a segregated house. Just Lou Monte, songs that intrigue me, like Moonlight in Vermont, because it doesn't rhyme. And I wrote a song in 1962 called Jeanette. You can go on YouTube and find it. A group called the Castle Kings, guys I grew up with, recorded it. And one of the guys who was the head of the group at the time, which my mother named, by the way, he lives here in L.A. So I've gotten him to come and do the song with me on stage, and that's a big hoot. We did this for Atlantic Records, by the way. Phil Spector was the producer on it, very young Phil Spector. He wasn't armed at the time, which is somewhat comforting.
Yeah, my friends all call me a bird dog, 'cause I don't really mind, because I got the chick they're all after, and now she's mine, oh mine, whoa, whoa, Jeanette, 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 whoa, whoa, Jeanette, 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 you're my baby, you're my baby, Jeanette.
Are you going to do this show just once, or are you planning a run?
No, I'm going to do the show once. It's going to be at the M Bar.
Right.
That's on the corner of Vine Street and Fountain here in Hollywood. 1253 North Vine, I think it is. Plenty of free parking.
But then all that work just for one, I mean, it's a review, so it's the kind of show you could take anywhere.
It's just me. My wife Miriam is going to get up and sing a couple of songs, because when she did her show at the Hollywood Studio Bar and Grill last year, I was a guest star on her show. So she's going to be a guest show, and I'm lucky to have her because she's got so much talent. It's ridiculous. Right. And she looks great. So I'm the luckiest guy in the world. It just occurred to me.
Now, we've talked about what's going on in your career, in your artistic life. What's going on in your heart right now, Raf? What are you thinking about? What are you concerned with? Where's your heart these days?
Okay. This may sound a little, I don't know. I'm still working on being the best person I can be, and I'm still working on being more unconditionally loving than I've ever been in my life. more at peace with the truth of whatever I am, and that to take the focus off me and put it on where it belongs, on other people. Because as I go through life and get older and older, I realize the more selfless I am, the better everything else gets. And so it seems to me it's common sense. The more selfish and the more, look, you can't want and have at the same time. So if you're always want, all you're holding in mind is lack, and that's all you get. Because, an ego mind can't be satisfied. So if you let go of the wanting, you fall into having. And one good way to do that is to get the focus, is to get Raf Mauro out of the way and put the focus, on others and see, what can I do for you? Because every time I do, you can't do something for somebody else without automatically do something for yourself, because we're all connected.
If you'd like to be a guest on Fletch Talks, drop me an email. I'm Fletcher Rhoden.